Good evening and welcome into Ursprung Gymnasium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where tonight in Ohio Athletic Conference men's basketball action, the Yellow Jackets are hosting the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. You're watching and listening live here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel. Well, touching on both of these teams as the starting lineups are about to be announced here. The Yellow Jackets come into this one with an overall record of 5-16. They're 2-12 in the Ohio Athletic Conference, currently sitting in last in the standings, just behind Muskingum. Again, we're in that 9th spot for a while and now slipped down to that 10th spot. And this is a young Yellow Jackets team, of course, trying to overcome the 6-game losing streak. Their last time out, they were on the road at the Reich Center down in Westerville and fell to Otterbein 78-59. As they try to snap that extensive losing streak, they're going to have to do so without Ray Ellington or A.J. Costello. Those are the two stars for this young team, and without either of those players on the floor, the Yellow Jackets don't have anybody else who's suited up tonight that averages over 10 points per game, so it's going to be a question of where the points are going to come from. A lot of young players going to get opportunities tonight to show off their scoring ability and try to get things done for the Yellow Jackets as they try to take down Ohio Northern. The Polar Bears, they come into this one with an overall record of 11-10, 6-8 in the OAC. Also in that bottom half of the standings, currently in the 7th spot in the OAC. But the Polar Bears, they have different momentum right now. They're on a 2-game winning streak after wins versus Heidelberg and an overtime victory against Marietta. 3 players to watch out for, scoring in double figures this year. Carter Reese, 14.9 points per game. Will Miller, averaging 13.6 points per game. And Jadi Cunningham Jr., averaging 10.6 points per game. Those are the scores, really, for the Polar Bears. And also of note, they're going to have the size advantage. A lot of young bigs on this Polar Bears team as they try to get the win here on the road. Set to get the action underway here from Ursprung Gymnasium, and going to be a matchup of all gray jerseys for the Yellow Jackets and then all black with the orange numerals for the Polar Bears. 20 minutes up on the clock. Opening tip underway, and Ohio Northern starts with the basketball. Feed inside, unable to score initially there, and the follow crashing in is Blake Michael, the junior guard from Fremont, getting the first 2 points of the game and giving the Polar Bears the early 2-0 advantage. Cross-court pass intercepted. Tough start for the Yellow Jackets, already with a turnover on their first offensive possession. On the drive, turnaround, no good. Rebound for the Yellow Jackets, and an opportunity to talk about the starters for both of these squads. And that one's going to be out of play. So for the visitors in the backcourt, Will Miller, number 2. Number 4, Blake Michael. Number 15, Carter Reese. Number 21, Jadi Cunningham Jr. And number 34, Caden Jacoby. That's starting 5 for Ohio Northern. For the Yellow Jackets in the backcourt, number 3, Titus Baskerville IV. Number 1, Miles Reynolds. And number 5, Luke Driscoll. The forwards, number 21, Andrew Griffith. And number 32, Rob Watson III. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Baskerville steps into that 3, and the freshman from Stowe buries that. And it's 3-2, just a minute played so far. After the Yellow Jackets take their first lead, the drive from Cunningham Jr. puts that up and in for 2. It's now 4-3. Driscoll picks up his dribble, pass to Watson. And going to be a reach called on Cunningham Jr., his first personal, first team foul on the Polar Bears. Driscoll going to inbound here from the near sideline. Minute and a half played so far. Griffith wide open 3. That one off the side of the rim. And that's one Andrew Griffith, the freshman from Akron, will want back. Tough start for him so far. Missed open 3 and the turnover at the beginning. Polar Bears an opportunity to stretch their advantage. Spinning, Driscoll, quick hands, swiping that one away. Still the Polar Bears have it, And putting that one up and in is Caden Jacoby, the 6'8" freshman forward from Pettisville, using his size to his advantage. And despite how long Rob Watson III is, he couldn't quite get the hand up there or the arm outstretched to block that one. Alter Jacoby's shot. Driscoll leaving his feet, keeping his dribble though. Kick to Reynolds in the corner. And that's a dagger from the corner there. Long two. Foot was on the line for Reynolds, but still a good look for the sophomore guard who played at St. Ed's, who usually comes off the bench, but getting the opportunity to be in the starting lineup with Ellington out tonight. Driving going to be a foul, another reach. And I think this is probably going to be going against number 21, Jadi Cunningham Jr. Looked like he was the one who reached, but instead they're going to hit Will Miller. And the Polar Bears probably happy it was not against Cunningham. That would have been his second personal. Don't need the early foul trouble. Two team fouls for the Polar Bears so far, none for the Yellow Jackets. Griffith stepping into that three, he misses that. Watson gets the second chance opportunity, and he's fouled on the way up, and he'll go to the free throw line for two. Blake Michael, the junior guard from Fremont, who got the scoring started for the Polar Bears tonight. First bucket for either team. Picks up his first personal. That's now 3 team fouls on the Polar Bears. Watson's first free throw up, no good. And Watson is just a 42% free throw shooter this season, so had struggles from the free throw line, looking to split the pair. Second attempt, up and no good, so empty on that trip to the line. 3 minutes played so far. Yellow Jackets still trailing by 1. Cunningham picks up his dribble, has a man open in the corner, able to find his teammate to the far side. Going to be a turnover though, as Carter Reese tried to pass that one away. Driscoll in transition, and Driscoll goes up and under. Great take, and the Yellow Jackets take their second lead tonight. So back and forth here early. Backdoor cut. Driscoll was caught on his heels there for a second, which is shocking because the senior guard is one of the better defenders for the Yellow Jackets, but a missed opportunity as Miller would have been clean into the hoop if the pass connected. Cross-court pass to Reynolds. Head fake, steps into that one. Mid-range jumper, no good. Carter Reese up ahead. Will Miller for 3. Just off the mark. Offensive rebound, another chance. Miller driving. Cunningham steps into it. Open shot. Probably could have taken it first time. Instead, that little dribble and the hop step in closer actually made it more difficult because it allowed the defense to close in on him. Swiped away by Miller in transition. Griffith retreating, and an easy lay-in for the sophomore guard from Ottoville. Next dead ball, we'll see changes for both squads. With nearly 5 minutes played so far. Over at the scores table, Braden Hamilton, one of the players there. Good to see him back after he's been out a long time this season with an injury. Sophomore guard from Brunswick can certainly add a hot hand from deep with his three-point ability. We'll see, that could be crucial tonight, needing some scoring off the bench. Good strength there from the freshman from Pettisville, and Caden Jacoby getting the and one. Go to the free throw line for the old school three-point play with his team up by 3. And before the free throw, going to be changes for both squads. Mason Studer in for the first time tonight. And Noah Langford also in, so 2 fresh faces in the backcourt for the Polar Bears. I mentioned Braden Hamilton, but also Leon Levesky in for the first time tonight for the Yellow Jackets. The free throw up and good there for Caden Jacoby. converting on the three-point play. It's now 11-7 over 5 minutes played so far. Leveski getting his first touch tonight. Kick out to Hamilton. Hamilton's first touch is a three. Talked about his three-point ability, and good to have him back. And immediately, Braden Hamilton pulls his team within one. Feed inside, major mismatch. Is Braden Hamilton, good size for a guard, listed at 6'3" on the roster, but going to be difficult to deal with the 6'8" forward on the low block. And that's going to be the second team foul against the Yellow Jackets. First personal against Hamilton right after making the three-point attempt. Feed inside, taking advantage of the mismatch right now. Leveski is a strong, sturdy frame, but only 6'1". So a shorter forward for the Yellow Jackets, and Jacoby will take that matchup any day of the week. Three for Reynolds. Reynolds steps into that one, and it's 5 points now for Miles Reynolds. And we're all level at 13 all. The lefty Carter Reese wanting that open three, averaging 14.9 points per game, as I mentioned, but so far, nothing to show for on the very few shots he's had to this point. Been quiet. He'll go to the bench. Checking back in is Will Miller. Also going to the bench is Caden Jacoby, so checking in for the first time tonight is Theo Mag. Another big freshman forward. Mag coming from Ottawa Glandorf High School. It's going to be inbounded to him. Looking inside. Kick out. Studer. Backing down Leveski. Bounce pass. Taken away by the Yellow Jackets. Jared Logan in transition. Jared Logan, calm, cool, collected. Smooth finish from the junior forward from Elyria. And it's 15-13. Air ball for the Polar Bears. Keep it in play. Going to be thrown off of Landon Potopsky, getting his first action tonight. Mentioned Jared Logan getting his first action, and Caden Madigan also on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Conley gives it to Langford. Feed to Miller. Miller spinning. Loses the dribble initially. Tough shot there. Jared Logan gets the rebound and able to find Hamilton. Hamilton in transition. Logan, cross-court pass. Potopsky had space. Potopsky pulling up, contested mid-range jumper, and that one's smooth. First shot of the night for Potopsky. First bucket tonight, 17-13. 4-point advantage now for the Yellow Jackets, their biggest lead so far. Two-possession ball game, and the Polar Bears looking to respond right back. But swiped away by Leveski. Well done defensively. Picks up his dribble, needs some help. Hamilton steps in, deep three, and that one's off the side of the rim, going to go out of play. Ohio Northern will come the length of the floor. After the substitution is Cunningham Jr. The freshman from Columbus will come back in. And we've got timeout on the floor, but we'll keep it here. A reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital's Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's basketball on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. We'll step aside for a quick second. We'll be back right after the timeout. Back on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. 12 minutes left to go in the opening half, and so far a good start for the Yellow Jackets. 2-possession ball game, leading by 4, nearly turned over again by the Polar Bears. Opportunity maybe to take the 3 there. Will Miller decides to keep working the ball around. Pull up from the free throw line. Great take from Cunningham Jr. in rhythm. And there's a reason why the freshman is one of the leading scorers for his team. Again, a pretty young Ohio Northern team, so similar to the Yellow Jackets, who are just loaded with youth. Here's one of those young players, Madigan, getting some time and air ball in his first 3-point attempt tonight. Kick out, wide open 3. Stepped into that one, short off the front of the rim, and a strong rebound by Potopsky after the Studer miss. Madigan driving the baseline, and looked like that one was off of the leg of Miller from this angle. Madigan certainly dribbled into a spot that wasn't ideal. Should have probably picked up his dribble and tried to kick that one out. Not going to be able to run through the body of Miller along the baseline, but nonetheless, still think the official from that angle may have missed who was actually off of, but nice job defensively by Miller, blocking off the baseline there. And he gets rewarded for his effort. Conley, feet inside. Miscommunication there. Thought Mag was posting up, tried to find the entry pass. Instead, Mag kind of checked towards him, and it was only floated in the direction of Braden Hamilton, but last off of Yellow Jackets' fingertips. So 8 seconds on the shot clock, going to be inbounded from the baseline underneath the basket. Awkward setup there. I think it hit the back of a Yellow Jacket. 3 seconds, 1 second on the shot clock, and that one just altered by Braden Hamilton. And a shot clock violation. Decent set defensively by the Yellow Jackets, and they take possession. They'll come the length of the floor. Leveski inbounding to Madigan. Potopsky on the left wing, driving in the middle of the floor, behind the back, and still driving towards the hoop and got fouled. Great take by the sophomore guard from Dover, and he'll step to the free throw line for 2 attempts. First one up and good for Potopsky, and the free throw line really hasn't been his friend this season. Of his 27 trips to the line, has only hit 9 of them. That's a 33% mark from the free throw line this season. That being said, perfect on that trip to the line. So well done by Potopsky to hit both opportunities. It's now 19-15 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, and Madigan will go to the bench. And checking back in is Luke Driscoll. Halfway through the first half. 10 minutes played so far. Shot from 3, no good for Carter Reese. Rebounded by Potopsky, and he's fouled. Blake Michael picking up his second personal. That is the 15th foul on the Polar Bears. And still to this point, Carter Reese, no points to show for yet tonight. The drive for Jared Logan, misses there. Potopsky getting the rebound, going back up with it, had it stripped. Polar Bears, an open 3 in transition. Bucket and the foul. That hurts for the Yellow Jackets. Potential 4-point play here. Not going to see too many of those. But Will Miller, sweet shot there from 3. Nothing but net, and now he goes to the free throw line for the and one chance. And we'll have a few changes for the Yellow Jackets. Levesky, he'll go to the bench, as does Jared Logan, and Griffith and Watson back in. Not able to finish on the and one chance, but second chance opportunity. Strong rebound by number 4, Blake Michael. Puts that back up and in for 2. That's a 5-point swing there for the Polar Bears. And that's pretty costly there on that trip down the floor for the Yellow Jackets defensively. Hamilton looking to respond for 3. Buries that one from the corner. And the Yellow Jackets, they reclaim a lead, 22-20. Miller's entry to Jacoby. Jacoby going to work. Went to the right hand and short arm that one. After trying to bank that one, caught the side of the rim, and Yellow Jackets trying to take a quick shot in transition. Luke Driscoll pulling up there, deep 2. No good. Ohio Northern has it again. Nearly a tie up there for Watson. Got his hand on the basketball initially, but Cunningham Jr. doing a nice job staying on his pivot foot, and when he turned away, Watson really got all arm there. If he could have gotten that jump ball call just a little bit sooner, again, there was potential, but certainly after Cunningham turned, all arm, and it's now the 5th team foul against the Yellow Jackets, so 5 apiece for both teams. Jumper for 2, no good for the lefty Carter Reese again. The freshman from Westerville still cold at the moment. Reynolds back in for BW. Has 5 points. Driscoll now with 4. As it's 24-20. 7.5 minutes left to go. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass inside. Nice tight defense there from Reynolds on Langford, and Langford didn't really get a clean look despite the decent positioning down low. BW trying to stretch their lead, and just off the mark for Braden Hamilton. Hamilton's been a hot hand, hitting 2 3-pointers so far, has 6 points. Feed inside. So low on that block. Caden Jacoby, when he gets the basketball, standing right underneath the basket like that, it's going to be hard to stop him from scoring. You have to prevent him from getting a touch that deep next to your basket. Easier said than done. Jared Logan back in as Braden Hamilton will take a seat. Carson Conley also back in for Ohio Northern. Kick out to Driscoll. Pass was a little off the mark, but Driscoll able to haul it in. Baskerville's back in for the Yellow Jackets. Baskerville steps into the 3, and Titus Baskerville, the 4th, averages 8.2 points per game. That's his second 3-pointer tonight. He has 6. The small freshman guard from Stowe going to be a crucial factor. Again, he's a guy who starts at point guard really this entire season, but he's a guy who defensively just tries to be a pest, but on the offensive end likes to feed it to his teammates and find the open pass. Tonight's maybe the type of night without Ellington and Pistello, who averaged combined together over about 34 points per game. Without those two, tonight's the night for Baskerville to maybe be a little bit more selfish and try to take it himself. Foul on the floor against the Yellow Jackets. That's their 6th team foul. Really easy feed inside. Jacoby just had to catch and go straight up with it. And now a one-possession ball game again as the Yellow Jackets are up by 3. Jared Logan gets bumped. Easy call there as Caden Jacoby getting a little over antsy. So 16 fouls now for the Polar Bears as well. Jacoby's currently in double figures right now, sitting on 11 points after the last basket. After the foul, though, he'll take a seat, and back in is Mogg. Jared Logan clearing some space, step back 2. And a nice shot there from Jared Logan, making it 29-24. Miller to Conley. Entry to Mogg. Mogg kicks this one out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Splitting through 2 defenders. Langford up and in for 2. It's a one-possession ball game once again. Next dead ball, we'll see Cunningham Jr. coming back in, as well as Carter Reese. Jared Logan's 3 short off of the front of the iron. Leveski unable to get the offensive board. Ohio Northern initially pushing the pace. Pretty quick shot there from Mason Studer, and on the turnaround, a little bit long. Rebound for the Yellow Jackets. And Reynolds got bumped. Not enough for a foul, but dribbles off of his leg. And after the turnover, we're going to get the few changes for Ohio Northern. And they'll come the length of the floor back the other way. Well, both of these schools are wrestling powers here in this conference as well, but want to say congratulations to BW Men's Wrestling on another OAC championship. Again, officially claimed that last night after defeating Wilmington, shutting them out to be exact as a team, 50-0. That is the 4th straight OAC title in men's wrestling for BW. Such a perennial power too. Of the last 9 seasons, they've won 8 of them. So again, a huge congrats to them. Ohio Northern, as I mentioned, wrestling-wise, they're sitting in that 2 spot in the conference. Certainly looking up at BW, but a tough team themselves. Tonight, though, they're duking it out on the hardwood, and back and forth it's been. Neither team able to pull away, and after the make for 2 for Ohio Northern, it's a 1-point ball game, 29-28. And a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's basketball on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Back following the timeout with under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. The Yellow Jackets have possession of the basketball, leading by 1 point. Reynolds has Logan. Jared Logan looking to drive past his man. Great move to initially blow by Mogg. Help defense comes across, but unable to deal with the size of Jared Logan flying through the air and putting that one up and in for 2. 31-28. Mogg back to Cunningham. Looking for Mogg. This one's tipped away by Leveski, poked out. Bounce pass. Somehow manages to make its way right back to Carter Reese. Reese has it again. No points so far. Needs one to fall. And that one hits nearly every part of the rim and catches the glass. And that's the friendly roll that Carter Reese needed maybe to get his night going. 3 points. and he averages nearly 15 a game. Reynolds has it stripped out of his hands, but he's able to stay with it. Goes back up and in for two. The Yellow Jackets lead again. Handing this one off to Miller. Miller, Driscoll on him. Over to Reese. Conley. Miller wants to pull up. Hand in his face. Can't get much tighter than Luke Driscoll was right there, but that is a guard who can score. Not afraid to fire even with the contest. Will Miller now has 7 points tonight. Kick to the corner. Well, kick of the leg, clearing some separation. Baskerville a bit strong. Rebound by the Polar Bears. Been a while since they've had a lead, looking to take one back. Short on that initial shot, poked around. An easy two for Mogg, as he's able to catch that one right underneath the rim. Jared Logan doing what he can, tried to swat that one out. But the size of the Polar Bears really making things difficult for the Yellow Jackets. Down low and now trailing. Once again, first time in a while for BW. Timeout on the floor, under 2 minutes left to go. We'll step aside with them. We'll be back shortly. Back on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Yellow Jackets trailing by 2 now with under 2 minutes left to go. Of course, with halftime coming up, want to remind everybody that once we come back from that break, I'll give you some score updates around the conference. I'll also give you the update on the score between these two programs matching up on the women's side out in Ada. Nearly a steal there for Ohio Northern, but goes off of them right in front of the scores table. And Yellow Jackets, they still have possession. No change of possession. So that being said, the shot clock winding down. 3 seconds. Hamilton stepping into that one. Got Jacoby up in the air. Unable to capitalize, though, as Jacoby able to close out. But the Yellow Jackets, another chance. Leveski wants the three. Leveski hits the three. BW up by 1. 1 minute remaining in the half. Jacoby wanted that entry. Now kicks this one out. Great look from the big to find Carter Reese for three. Back-to-back threes for Carter Reese here in the last few minutes. And he's a guy who can score, as I mentioned before. You know it's a matter of not if he's going to score, when he's going to score. Leveski loses his footing. Conley in transition. Miller up and in for two. Shot clock is off. Game clock down to 10 seconds remaining in the half. Yellow Jackets an opportunity to pull it within one possession, and not the smartest foul for Cunningham Jr. It's one that Neil Young, head coach, was a little bit frustrated with over there. That's a Young mistake. Getting over antsy, trying to swipe and take that basketball, and your team's up by 4. The Yellow Jackets are really just trying to hold out for the final shot, so no sense in sending Miles Reynolds to the free throw line for free 2 shots. On the 1-and-1, he makes the front end, so second shot upcoming, and it's now a 1-possession ball game. defensive change, get some more size out on the floor. Jared Logan comes in. Hamilton will take a seat. Second free throw up and good for Miles Reynolds. And Reynolds will go to the bench. Madigan checks in. 6.1 seconds left. So now an opportunity for Ohio Northern to try to quickly get down the floor, get a shot off. Splitting through a couple defenders, unable to get the friendly bounce there. Mason Studer, decent look. But the first half ends with Ohio Northern, the visitors, leading 40-38 at the break. Close ball game, as I mentioned, it's been back and forth the entire half. We got a good one tonight, folks. Don't go anywhere here. Step aside for the next 15 minutes on OAC TV and BWYellowJackets.com. As I mentioned, right before the start of the second half, touch on some scoring updates around the conference. And so a lot coming up. We'll talk about stats as well. Back with you shortly. just over a minute before the start of the second half here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Yellow Jackets trailing by 2 to the visiting Ohio Northern Polar Bears, 40-38. So far, been a hot shooting start, though, for both of these teams from the floor, both just a little over 50%. The Yellow Jackets 40% from 3. Ohio Northern just 33% from 3. Yellow Jackets 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 66%. Big thing is down on the low block. Ohio Northern doing a great job with their tall bigs that they have. That's the biggest struggle for the Yellow Jackets that they've had so far in this one. Some scoring updates around the conference here before we get this one underway. At the break, Wilmington and Muskingum battling at half. Muskingum leading 38-31. Marietta up 36-30 against Otterbein. Capital and Heidelberg facing off at halftime. Capital a 28-23 lead. And the big one in the conference tonight, first ranked in the country, John Carroll traveling to 18th ranked Mount Union. And at the half, 1 point ball game. Mount Union was winning for a long stretch there. John Carroll came back right before the half, and the shot right at the end of the half put them up 37-36. So still a close nail biter there with 20 minutes left to play. Of course, 20 minutes left to play here. And these two schools also facing off in women's basketball action. And BW trailing on the road against Ohio Northern 33-41. So both Yellow Jackets basketball teams trying to make some comebacks here in the second half and ultimately win against the Polar Bears. Driscoll out to Watson. Watson has it again. Turning, and that one swiped away. And going to be last off of the hand of Cunningham Jr. Eight seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Yellow Jackets. Driscoll inbounding from the baseline. And BW going to have to take a timeout, having a hard time on that inbound play, so they'll talk things over here. Again, not the most ideal to need to take a timeout in a close ball game 23 seconds in, but nonetheless necessary there so they didn't turn the ball over. Opportunity here during this break to remind everybody that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's basketball on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. Well, talked about some of the shooting numbers for both of these teams. In that first half, Caden Jacoby leading the way, leading all scorers, only one in double figures so far with 11 points. Will Miller pitching in 9 for the Polar Bears. Slower start for Carter Reese, but his 2 threes were big to get him going in the latter stages of the first half. Both he and Cunningham Jr. have 6 apiece. For the Yellow Jackets, Miles Reynolds leading the way with 9 points. Titus Baskerville the 4th, and Braden Hamilton both hitting 2 threes, so they each have 6 points. Jared Logan also has 6. After the timeout, BW trying to inbound this one. Griffith has it poked away. Reynolds is able to keep possession. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Griffith has to make something happen, stepping in through the contact and drawing the foul with 1 second remaining on the clock. Maybe not the best play there. Wild shot for Griffith, but nonetheless bailed out and to the free throw line for 2. Deep breath before the first attempt. And making the first shot, Griffith, a 71% free throw shooter this season. The freshman who played at Archbishop Hoban in high school. Opportunity to level this at 40 all. And that's exactly what he does. 30 seconds played so far. First offensive possession now for the Polar Bears. So they make their way back down the floor and look to reclaim the lead. Feed inside Baskerville, trying to deal with the much bigger body in Carter Reese. And freshman versus freshman, Reese takes advantage of the size mismatch there after Baskerville poked that one away, nearly got a steal, and it's 42-40. Reynolds driving, kick to an open Baskerville in the corner. Blake Michael gets his hands up, and that one's deflected out of bounds. Still BW basketball. Inbound to Watson. Baskerville sheds his defender. Reynolds open from the corner, and that one just rims out. Good look in front of the student section. Polar Bears have it again. Feed through the lane, hop step, and Cunningham Jr. for two. Gets hit after making the bucket. Now trying to get back, stopping a transition opportunity for BW. Through a lot of traffic, maybe optimistic there from Reynolds. And the leak out the other way in transition. Carter Reese flying down the floor in for an easy two, and now a two-possession ball game, 46-40. Good stretch for Ohio Northern, getting a steal, quick hands, and Jacoby up ahead to his teammate Will Miller, trying to dish this one off to Blake Michael. There's going to be a blocking foul going against the Yellow Jackets, and a personal to Andrew Griffith. Full squad change for BW. Coach Tom Heil in his 9th year as head coach of the Yellow Jackets. Not too happy with how the half has started. So changing out that full group, and the new group has to deal with second chance opportunity from Caden Jacoby, getting the offensive board. Up and in for an easy two, 48-40 now. Jared Logan wide open three, hesitated. Could have taken that first time, but nonetheless, after the jab step, still pulls up and buries that one, 48-43. And the Polar Bears have it once again. Little shuffle of the feet there from Caden Jacoby. Looked like he might have actually drugged that left foot back. A little jittery at the moment. Got away with it. Entry feed down on the low block. Well done to find Caden Jacoby. That's a really nice pass from Cunningham. Not a whole lot Potopsky can do with that size advantage. He's battling hard, and now BW trailing by 7. Potopsky, pump fake through the air, slicing through, body control, and the finish. Pretty move from Landon Potopsky, and gets fouled, so goes to the free throw line for an and one chance. Mentioned the struggles this season for Potopsky from the free throw line, but perfect from the line tonight. Free throw up and good, getting the old school three-point play to go. And BW now just trailing by 4. Potopsky has 7. Nice look inside, Caden Jacoby up and in for another 2. 17 points now for Caden Jacoby. Only averages 8.1 points per game, but loving the size advantage, the mismatches that he's been really faced with tonight. Leveski driving, loses the handle, kick to Hamilton. Hamilton stripped. In transition, back the other way, open three. And no good for the lefty, Blake Michael. Potopsky running that one down, trying to throw it off of the Polar Bears player. Right in front of the Polar Bears bench. And they're going to say it was just off of an Ohio Northern player on the floor there, and I would say if anybody had a good look at it, it was actually probably the bench there of Ohio Northern. Hard to tell from here if it actually did touch the Polar Bears player. I do think Ohio Northern was right there, but as an official, you know, to never fully trust the players on the floor. And we play on here. Hamilton from the corner. Hamilton short arms that three. Had been feeling it from three early. He's gone a bit cold on his last couple attempts. Nice look. Bounce pass to a cutting Blake Michael. And gets the two to go. Potopsky fouled as he tries to kick that one out to Caden Madigan. Foul going to be on the floor. And that's the third team foul here in the half on the Polar Bears. Jacoby standing in front of the inbounder. Just tossing this one up to Jared Logan. Kick to Madigan. That is a fastball in the corner. Good hands from Madigan. Open three. And beautiful shot from Jared Logan. High arcing and so sweet, not touching an ounce of rim. Tickles the twine, and it's a 5-point game. Under 15 left to go here in the second half. Looking to respond. Not able to trade threes. Carter Reese on the miss, and the rebound, Jared Logan. Jared Logan's in double figures, leading all scorers for the Yellow Jackets with 12. And Leveski, he gets fouled on his three-point attempt. The closeout from Blake Michael. Enough contact, the officials say that Leon Leveski, the senior from Brook Park, played his high school basketball here in Berea at Berea Mid-Park High School. He'll go to the free throw line for three chances. The low line drive off the front of the rim, kicks to the backboard and in. Three changes for Ohio Northern. But they're going to take a timeout here and talk things over. We'll step aside with them here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Back on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV out of the timeout. Two more free throw attempts upcoming for Leon Leveski. He had made the first before the timeout, made that one. One more chance upcoming. It's a one-possession ball game once again. After Ohio Northern had gone on a nice run in the early stages of the second half. Third free throw up and good for Leveski, so perfect on that trip to the line. 54-52. Langford, his first action of the second half. Great cut there. Miller to the rim. The Yellow Jackets just getting lost defensively. Have to watch your man. And when you get those eyes sucked in on the guy who's the basketball, sometimes, again, you can lose somebody sneaking behind you. And we've seen Ohio Northern make some great cuts a few times. Logan trying to drive to the rim. Mag swats that one. And going to be a traveling violation. Trying to keep that foot planted, but Will Miller slides that foot as he tried to pivot and kick it out for an open three. Had a teammate. And that turnover now going to be the 6th turnover for Ohio Northern. The Yellow Jackets have turned it over 7 times, so pretty even there. Total rebounds, though, definitely going the way of Ohio Northern so far, 24 compared to 15 for the Yellow Jackets. Slicing through the defense, Landon Potopsky showing off the body control once again. Smooth finish for 2. Jared Logan jumps the pass in transition, opportunity, throw it down. Monster jam for Jared Logan. Hangs on the rim momentarily, and we're all knotted up at 56. Response from 3, Will Miller. Silencing this crowd after they get energized after the Jared Logan jam. 59-56. Under 13 minutes left to go in the half now. Potopsky can give it back to Jared Logan. Thought about the 3. He's been a spark plug off the bench. Takes it. Jared Logan is feeling it tonight. 17 points. He's tied atop the lead of scorers tonight. Jacoby has 17 for Ohio Northern. And of course, Logan now with 17 himself. 59 all. 3 in response from Studer. And Logan's fouled. The foul on the floor will now be the 15th foul on Ohio Northern. So something to pay attention to with a lot of time left in the second half. A few more fouls and we're talking about bonus opportunities and the Yellow Jackets shooting free throws the rest of the way. And that could be certainly a key, as the Yellow Jackets, they only have 1 team foul. So be a while before Ohio Northern would have the chance of shooting free throws the rest of the way for fouls. Hamilton, wide open 3 after a gorgeous kick out from Baskerville to find him. And the Yellow Jackets on a run. There's some added life in this building. And the crowd that showed up tonight starting to get loud. And the Polar Bears need to stop the bleeding, and a timeout may just do so. 62-59, we'll step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Out of the timeout, Ohio Northern has the basketball. Just over 12 minutes left to go in the second half, and trailing for the first time here in the second half now. 62-59. Been such a tightly contested ball game. Jacoby's back on the floor, though, trying to take advantage of the size mismatch, backing down Leveski, but the help defense from Jared Logan. And if Logan doesn't come flying in and swatting that one away, we could be talking about a three-point play chance. And instead, just going to be 2 free throw attempts for Caden Jacoby. Sitting on 17 points tonight, nearing 20. Been a really good ball game for him. And he makes the first free throw. Leveski will go to the bench, and Andrew Griffith checks back in. Second free throw missed, but an offensive rebound as it bounced right into the arms of Carson Conley. And there's a finish inside for two, and the Polar Bears get 3 points on that trip. And it's 62 all. Jared Logan has that one swiped away by Carter Reese. Carter Reese pushing the pace, and bad bounce pass to Cunningham Jr. Came off too low, and gonna be hard for Cunningham to get his hand down to try to get that one. He wasn't able to kick up, really only bounced up as high as the knee of Cunningham. Jared Logan wanting to go at the young freshman forward, and he gets bumped on the drive. He was in the shooting motion, so he'll go to the free throw line for two. That is the third personal foul against Caden Jacoby, which certainly helps the Yellow Jackets getting Jacoby in some foul trouble. First free throw missed by Logan. So an opportunity to try to split the pair and get the second one and give his team the lead once again. 16 fouls for Ohio Northern, so one more, and the Yellow Jackets will be shooting the rest of the way. Miller. Conley. Now with Reese. Back to Miller. Miller looking to drive. Picks up his dribble. Turnaround. Jumper short off of the front of the rim. Rebounded by Miles Reynolds. Reynolds taking his time getting up the floor. Feeding it to Logan. Logan wants to drive. Picks up his dribble. Feed inside to Reynolds. Great look. Three bodies closed in on Jared Logan, knowing he's been the hot hand as of late. And Miles Reynolds leaked free in behind for the two. Three no good for Will Miller. Baskerville trying to push the pace. He had Hamilton open in the corner. That one just tipped away by the active hands of Will Miller. Going to be still Yellow Jackets basketball, inbounding from the sideline in front of their bench. Logan will go take a seat, and going to be a much smaller lineup on the floor as Andrew Griffith will be the guy providing the size on the low block. As Luke Driscoll's in. Ohio Northern matching up, going with a smaller lineup themselves. Reynolds draws the contact, gets the shot to go. Thought he should have gotten an and one chance, but nonetheless, Miles Reynolds, good finish to add on to his team's lead. And Cunningham Jr. back the other way for two. Swiped away. And a missed bunny. Griffith can't get the rebound. Turnaround no good for Blake Michael, and two missed chances for him. 67-64, under 10 minutes left to go. Reynolds in double figures with 13 points. Driving, lots of contact. Official's gonna say that's clean block there from Cunningham Jr. Got his hand up on that ball, altered the shot. Reynolds couldn't really even get a clean shot off. Reese, feed on the cut. And another miss at the rim. Carson Conley this time. That's back-to-back trips down the floor that Ohio Northern, they have missed easy shots. And that could be extremely costly in this neck-and-neck ball game. Landon Potopsky back in. Hamilton goes to the bench. Watson the third also in as Baskerville will take a seat. Caden Jacoby's back in, so that's why Coach Tom Heil and Brian Schmidt and the rest of the coaching staff decide to send Rob Watson the third out there to match up with the big freshman. Here's a three, and that one's drained for the lefty Carter Reese. Carter Reese now has 13 points, And it's 67 all. Driscoll. Griffith. Feed to Watson. Watson up and in for two. Rob Watson III, the senior from Sagamore Hills. His first points from the floor on the night. Watson tried to come across, apply the help defense, but just a step too late as Blake Michael lays that one up and in for two. Level at 69. Reynolds on the wing, driving baseline through the contact, couldn't get the initial shot to go. Follow and staying with it, and Miles Reynolds having a good night. The sophomore guard, used to seeing him off the bench this season, thrust into starting action, and he's proved his worth on the floor tonight, that's for sure. He's going to be hit with the personal foul here, though, on the make from number 21, Jadi Cunningham Jr. And one opportunity as he's at the free throw line for one attempt. Jared Logan comes in, Griffith to the bench. To give the Polar Bears another lead, the 62% free throw shooter, he hits that one, 72-71 now, and he'll go to the bench. Mason Struder back in. Well, you can't ask for a much more competitive game than what you've had tonight. Going to be an interesting final 7 minutes in this game. Driscoll had some space. Probably could have thought about the shot instead. Decides to put Caden Jacoby in a blender. Gets by him and lays it in for two. Savvy move from the veteran. Jacoby, the freshman, trying to come right back on the offensive end. The pump fake got Rob Watson III in the air. And after he committed, Jacoby through the contact for two to the free throw line for the and one opportunity. So this could be two trips down the floor with old school three-point plays from the charity stripe for Ohio Northern. Free throws perfect for Jacoby. He now has 21 points tonight, leading all scorers. 75-73. Yellow Jackets trying to respond, getting it back in the hot hands of Jared Logan. Logan looking to drive through the lane, lots of contact. He gets that one to go. 20 points now for Jared Logan. Feels like Jared Logan and Caden Jacoby just going back and forth here at the moment, as they're both putting up a ton of points for their teams. Tons of contact there. Jared Logan in tight, keeping that arm elevated, and Carter Reese able to draw the foul. Jared Logan certainly bumped him and was encroaching on that space, but Carter Reese did seem to go to the ground pretty easily. Smart play from the freshman guard from Westerville. Played at Westerville North in high school. Makes his first free throw attempt of the night. It's 3 of 6 from three. 5 of 10 from the floor. Now 15 points, looking to make it 16 points on the night, short on the second free throw, so splitting the pair. And the Yellow Jackets just trail by one. Feed to Watson, now with Driscoll. Driscoll steps into a wide open mid-range jumper. Elevates and drills it, 77-76. Langford, now with Michael. Potopsky on him, back to Langford, and going to be an offensive foul as Jacoby was battling with Jared Logan. Gave him a hard shove in his back there, and savvy play from Jared Logan. Sold that one a little bit, leaning forward. And that is the 7th team foul against Ohio Northern. So the Yellow Jackets in the bonus now. They'd be shooting the rest of the way. So that is certainly something of note. BW up by 1. Hamilton crossing over. Gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds spinning, picks up his dribble, trying to find Hamilton, who's cutting through. Somehow Jared Logan came away with that basketball after it was nearly stolen away by Blake Michael. And then he's fouled trying to elevate. 8th team foul. Now on the Polar Bears, the 4th personal against number 4, Blake Michael. And Jared Logan, 2 free throw attempts upcoming. First one's made. Last time he was at the free throw line, he split the pair. So 50% on the night. Now make it 66% on the night after that make. Second free throw perfect. So 3 of 4 from the line to this point for Jared Logan. 22 points. He now leads all scores. Reach from Braden Hamilton. They're going to hit Luke Driscoll actually with the foul there. And he was the one pressuring on his man. Did see Hamilton come across and swipe that hand in there trying to steal it away. Looked like he may have created a little bit of contact, but foul going against Driscoll on the bump. Entry feed, and Miles Reynolds listed at 6 foot on the roster. Have to say might be a little bit generous for Reynolds. Don't think he's actually 6 foot, but was trying to stand strong with Jacoby on the low block. Bad pass resulted in a turnover. Potopsky has that one stripped away. Foul call from the official on the far side of the floor, and Potopsky, he'll go to the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws. Jacoby going to go to the bench.
Number 2, Landon Potopsky.
Theo Mag going to be checking in. Thought he was going to check in a moment ago. Instead, officials going to have him check in after this first free throw attempt. Potopsky's shot up and good. So now the change is going to be made.
Number 33, Theo Mag.
And the Yellow Jackets, after that make from Potopsky, have a 2-possession lead, with just over 5 minutes left to go in this game here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Short on the front end of the rim on that second free throw. Hamilton for 3. Hamilton off the side of the rim, no good. Good look, though, for the Yellow Jackets after getting their own rebound. Jared Logan showing off the hustle, running it down before it went out of play. Pull-up jumper. Swirls around the rim and drops for Will Miller. Miller with 16 points tonight, averages 13.6 per game, so he's above his average. And it's been a high-scoring game between these two teams. Potopsky wanting to drive, picks up his dribble, out to Driscoll. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Looking to make a move and go. Tough shot, but gets the mid-range jumper to go. Luke Driscoll makes it 82-78. He now has 10. Feed to Mag. Mag up and in for 2. And that's just so tough to deal with when you have 6'8" Jacoby, then you sub in 6'7" Mag. You also have 6'8" Justin Chapman on the bench as well, another one of those tall freshmen. Just a ton of 6'7" plus freshmen this season for the Polar Bears. And talk about the recruiting of bigs that they have done. Nice take from Carter Reese, and it's a tie ball game, 82 all. And the Yellow Jackets, they want a timeout. An opportunity to get you some scoring updates here from around the conference. With 7.5 minutes left to go in the game, Muskingum leads 67-55. Again, they have the same record as the Yellow Jackets in OAC play, just one more win overall. Those are the two teams between the 9th and the 10th seeds in the conference. Marietta leading 70-68 against Otterbein. Close ball game there in that one. Capital and Heidelberg. Capital was leading at the break. Now with 6 minutes left to go in the second half. Heidelberg up 54-49. And the big one at the top of the conference here tonight, Mount Union has taken a lead at home once again with just under 8 minutes left to go in that one, 57-55 over first-ranked John Carroll. Again, they're number one in all of Division III basketball, 20-1 this season. Mount Union, that second spot there in the standings, looking like they'll probably end up being the second seed come the tournament, which is quickly approaching. But a win here tonight would make them feel pretty good about their chances going into the tournament. Obviously, feels like John Carroll's going to walk away with at least regular season championship. But Mount Union, they know they have a good enough team, a lot of veterans on that team that put them in a position to make some noise from the tournament. Also, a quick update on the women's game between these two schools. BW's pulled back closer in that one. They're trailing 65-62, so down 3 with just over 6 minutes left to go from Ada. Driscoll and the Yellow Jackets out of the timeout. 15 seconds on the shot clock. That one's blocked on the mid-range jumper for Driscoll. It's going to be off of the leg of Cunningham Jr. So a break for BW. They'll keep possession of the basketball with 12 seconds on the shot clock, inbound underneath the hoop. Jacoby back in. Cross-court pass to Driscoll. 6 seconds. Potopsky has to make something happen, clears out some space. Tough jumper. Going to his right, fading away. And with having a much bigger defender in front of him. So still level at 82. Getting positioning on the low block. Reese going to work. Reese through the contact, couldn't get to go. Braden Hamilton coming in strong on the rebound. Nice play from the sophomore guard. Potopsky looking to drive. Potopsky, the runner, and banks it in. Landon Potopsky. He's in double figures currently. Had 10, make that 12. So a good night offensively for Potopsky off the bench. The feed inside. And Driscoll really doing all he can do on the low block against Caden Jacoby. Second personal foul against Driscoll, and now 7 team fouls against the Yellow Jackets. Jacoby has 21 points. The 1-and-1 gets it to go, so 22 now on the night for Jacoby. Both he and Jared Logan have 22 for their teams. 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Make that 4 of 6 after missing the second free throw. And on the rebound, Potopsky falls to the floor. So traveling violation called against Potopsky as he isn't able to really get his footing after getting the rebound. So a timeout, and we'll take one with them with just under 2 minutes left to go. BW leading 84-83. Back following the timeout on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel, and I want to thank everybody who have been watching and listening tonight as we're hitting the really final few moments here, the conclusion of this game. Still neck and neck. Matter of going to be tough to tell who's going to come away with this one. Crazy stat from tonight, though, not surprising. Ohio Northern, 54 points in the paint compared to 28 for the Yellow Jackets. For BW, just been a matter of shooting well from the floor. A lot of mid-range jumpers, a lot of threes, shooting a good clip tonight. And a turnover, just a mistake for the freshman, and Carter Reese had a wide open look from the wing on the far side in front of his bench, and he just got that heel on the out of bounds line, hit the three, but nonetheless was out before that, and a break for BW. Jared Logan driving, misses, and after the miss, he's fouled. 10th team foul on the Polar Bears. Will Miller's second personal foul. And Jared Logan has gone 3 of 4 from the free throw line, has 22 points tonight. Air ball on the free throw. And that's shocking for a guy who's been such a hot hand. It's felt like he almost can't miss. Not too often you're going to see an air ball on a free throw. So second attempt now. That one's up and drained. And BW leads by 2, 85-83. Minute and a half left now. Cunningham Jr. going at Rob Watson III. Offensive rebound. Going straight through the chest of Rob Watson III. Jacoby for 2. All level at 85 apiece. Driscoll gonna take a timeout. And the Yellow Jackets, they want to talk things over. Try to get a good set offensively to try to get a bucket here with just over a minute left. We'll step aside, take a break once again with them. Be back after the timeout. out of the timeout as we're level here in Berea, 85 apiece. Yellow Jacket women's basketball team on the road at the ONU Sports Center, and they just trail by one, 68-69, under 2 minutes left to go in that one. Driscoll to Hamilton. Handing this one off to Reynolds now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton steps into an open three. Hamilton buries the open three. 88-85, BW lead. And a timeout for Ohio Northern as they try to draw up something offensively and find a response of their own with 53.1 seconds left to go. Don't go anywhere. A lot more basketball left. Back on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. And plenty of cheering, and the fans getting a little bit louder here in Ursprung Gymnasium with their team leading by 3. Ohio Northern, we'll see what they're able to draw up. Of course, their hot hand has been Caden Jacoby, but he's a guy who wants to get the basketball in the low block. And the Yellow Jackets, after that Hamilton 3, they lead by 3. Again, if you're Ohio Northern, you don't need one right now. You just need a bucket. And going to be a bailout here as Hamilton playing tight defense. And he's going to be hit with the personal foul as he got Jadi Cunningham Jr. there. And that sends Cunningham to the line for the 1-and-1. Now what we have seen is a lot of offensive rebounds, even on some free throws for Ohio Northern. That time Potopsky doing a great job on that miss, flying in and getting the board, and then a little over antsy. Potopsky got bumped from behind, was falling out of bounds, and looked like there's a good chance that if Cunningham Jr. just backed off there, would end up being a turnover, and that's just a youthful mistake there. And now he sends Potopsky to the free throw line for 2 chances with just under 29 seconds remaining in the game. Potopsky is 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Could hear a pin drop for this first free throw. And then the groans as the first free throw is missed off the front of the rim. But still 2 shots from the free throw line. Potopsky an opportunity to split the pair and make the second one and make it a 2-possession ball game, which would be huge nonetheless for the Yellow Jackets. Second one rims out, so still a 1-possession ball game, and that hurts. It's opportunity for Ohio Northern to pull this within 1 on the drive. No good on the initial shot. The rebound by Caden Jacoby and a tie-up, so a jump ball, possession arrow pointing the way of Ohio Northern. So they'll inbound the basketball underneath the hoop. But another timeout, they're going to draw up a play here, try to get an easy look. Would assume they'll try to find Jacoby underneath the rim. Something to watch out for with 14.8 seconds left. So shot clock is off, just the game clock. And we'll keep it here during this timeout. As the Yellow Jackets, they're leading here. And on the road, the women's team up 70-69 now with 16 seconds left. So going to be a big conclusion there in that game. Of course, talked about the one that most people's eyes are looking to, and men's basketball action here tonight. And John Carroll has reclaimed the lead on the road at Mount Union, 61-58. So 14.8 seconds left here. If you're the Yellow Jackets, wonder if you're going to make a change personnel-wise. Potentially sub in a guy like Rob Watson III. If it were me, and it's obviously not, but maybe you think about Watson III and Jared Logan on the floor right now to try to deal with the inbound, probably going to Caden Jacoby underneath. And instead, just going to be Jared Logan trying to deal with the size of Caden Jacoby. Hamilton going to be the one guarding the inbounder. This one thrown in to Will Miller. Finds Carter Reese. That one short, rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Reynolds is fouled, and Reynolds will go to the free throw line with 9 seconds remaining. Miles Reynolds has 15 points tonight, was perfect on his lone trip to the free throw line.
To the line, shooting the double bonus, number 9, Miles Reynolds.
Reynolds an 85% free throw shooter this season.
I just wanted to make sure you got it.
The most trustworthy free throw shooter for the Yellow Jackets. So Ohio Northern, not the most ideal guy to have to send to the line. But they had to foul, and it was Reynolds who got the rebound. Free throw up and good. We got a 2-possession ball game. Still some time, but Ohio Northern's going to have to get down the floor very quickly. Number 20, Hayden Hansen, the 6'9" sophomore, was put in the ball game. Inbound to Will Miller after both makes. Down 5, need a quick 3. That one bank is not open. Rebound for Reynolds. And the official's not going to call a foul. That is going to do it for this game. The Yellow Jackets win 90-85, and that's a big one for a young Baldwin Wallace team. They now improve to 6-16 this season, and that is their 3rd win in the OAC. 3-12 now at this point. Again, a confidence booster for a team that was without their 2 leading scorers tonight in Ray Ellington and AJ Costello. And ultimately, the guys who had to step up in the starting lineup, they got it done. They got points off the bench. And Jared Logan, have yourself a night. 23 points. Miles Reynolds had 17 as well. Landon Potofsky 15. Driscoll 10. And Braden Hamilton had a couple big 3-pointers as well. None bigger than his last one in the latter stages of the game. Ohio Northern, they dropped to an even 500 this season. They're 11-11 overall. Now 6-9 in the conference. Great night for Caden Jacoby. Despite the result, 24 points for him. He led all scores. Will Miller had 16. Carter Reese had 16. And Cunningham Jr. had 15 as well. Well, an opportunity before we step aside here to look up what's next on the slate for both of these teams. For Ohio Northern, they'll look to rebound going on the road at Capital this weekend. That's on Saturday. They'll make the trip to Bexley, and that one tips off at 2 o'clock. For Baldwin Wallace, next one for them, they make the long trek to Wilmington this Saturday. That one tips off at 2 o'clock as well. Last thing before we go, an update on the women's game. BW trails by 1 with just 3 seconds remaining. We'll see what the final is there if the Yellow Jackets can pull off a buzzer beater and win that one. For myself, Cole McDaniel, want to thank everybody who's watched and listened live on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Enjoy tonight, the rest of your week, and have a good weekend upcoming as well.